Welcome to Raleigh Roots, a podcast about living, working, and raising a family in the Triangle. Join hosts Kate and Catherine for lighthearted conversations, stories, and interviews about what it is really like to live here. Whether you're thinking about moving to the Triangle or have already planted roots here, tune in and listen on your favorite device. And now your hosts, Kate and Catherine.
Oh, Raleigh Roots peeps, we are glad you are joining us today. Thank you. And we are thrilled to be here. It is a warmer spring day here in Raleigh, North Carolina, and the pollen is kicking up. So if you have never lived here or you're visiting.
Yes, or you're new and you just moved here, be ready.
Yeah, pollen will cover your car and you can go wash it. And within 2 hours, you have a film of my car is black and it looks kind of green. I mean, it looks like a different color, but start taking allergy medicine if you need to. Carry around Visine so you can keep it out of your eyes. And we don't think about with people that are just moving here.
Yeah.
We just deal with it. That's something that
It's true.
if you're moving here, that's big to know.
There's no point in doing anything outdoors with your porches or anything like that until after all the pollen has fallen. But it is beautiful here. I was walking the dog yesterday and it's gorgeous. Everything is blooming and I'm ready for warm weather.
I've been ready for spring and summer since last spring and summer.
The vitamin D is calling. Time for some real sun.
We are thrilled to tell you about our next guest. And she is with Pretty in Pink Foundation, and it is an organization that helps patients and survivors of breast cancer. They actually reached out to us and made Kate and I feel so honored that they wanted to be on our podcast. This is exciting. And Becky Horn is her name, and she's going to be on today. So we hope that you take some inspiration and positive stuff from this.
Yes.
Because tragic things happening in people's lives, and we want to be a part to help and to bring you information that you can help too.
Yeah, we're thrilled to promote this company. We did not know about them, which I'm sad that I didn't, but now I'm thrilled that I have learned all about them. They are doing phenomenal work. The support that they are offering women and some men that have been diagnosed with breast cancer is life-changing. I mean, the diagnosis alone is life-changing, but they are coming in and providing real support financially for these patients and these champions that are getting ready to put up a fight. And we learned a lot.
So listen in. This is going to be a great episode.
And enjoy.
Enjoy, listeners. So now we have our special guest here. We are so excited for you to learn about this awesome foundation. We want to introduce Becky Horn with the Pretty in Pink Foundation. And we are so glad she is here and just so excited to be a part of something that's so important to our community.
Absolutely.
And I think every single person in this world either knows someone or personally has had breast cancer or a family member or has dealt with a neighbor. It's crazy how you hear about it constantly. And to be a part of a conversation with a foundation that helps breast cancer patients and survivors is really special to Kate and I.
Absolutely. We're very pleased that you're here and we're happy to support the organization and learn all about it.
I'm delighted to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me. And it's extremely important that people in our community knows about Pretty in Pink Foundation. So we truly appreciate you helping us get the word out about who we are, what we do, and who we can help.
Of course. Well, tell us a little bit about how this all started and how you got involved in this and, your inspiration, all of it.
All righty. Well, just for those that aren't familiar with Pretty in Pink Foundation, our mission is to provide medical treatment, finances for medical treatment for low-income women in North Carolina. So if you have breast cancer in North Carolina and you find yourself in a income drought and have difficulty paying your bills, that's what we do. We pay for medical treatment for breast cancer. And we're the only ones in the state that do this.
Oh, wow. So you cover the entire state?
Yes, we do. All 100 counties.
Oh, my goodness.
That is incredible.
That's right. We're available in all 100 counties, and we've served 95 counties so far.
I
So
love
we are
that.
chills.
I know.
Oh, that's so
great.
fantastic.
Yeah, we're on the hunt for those last 5. There's a few up near the Virginia border and a few out west that we haven't served, but we serve the whole state.
Well, we can, with our industries, mortgage and real estate, we are going to make those last 5 counties happen.
Absolutely.
We are on
Mhm.
board. We're going to get that. So then you can say all counties.
That's what we want to
I
be
love
able to
it.
say that. We
Good.
do.
We will help.
So that's our mission. We're on the hunt for uninsured and underinsured breast cancer patients in North Carolina that can't afford their medical treatment. And so what we do is we pay for that treatment. We pay for surgery, the chemo, radiation, insurance copays, premiums, deductibles, whatever the financial barrier to care is for a breast cancer patient in North Carolina. We
Wow.
take that off the table so that they can have access to life-saving medical treatment.
You
That's
just
our
can't even
quest.
put words around that.
No.
That's just
A gift beyond.
There's 5 of us on the team, and I'm speaking for all of us when I say that when we wake up each day, we know what to go do, and it's an honor to go do it because we know that we're making an impact.
I mean, I think about too, like just all the families and all the children and
Yeah,
the stress that you are relieving
it's
from
so
these
true.
families.
It's so true. I mean, I brought a few of the stories with me, if you don't mind if I just quote some of the
Please.
Of
lines for
course,
them. But
please
this
do.
gives you a feel for these women in our communities. Breast cancer is an ugly, insidious disease. And then being a parent, you're worried about your family, your personal health. And then can you imagine layering on top of that you can't pay for your medical treatment?
No.
So that is the biggest fear through the lens that we see the world, which is through the eyes of a breast cancer patient that has no idea how they're going to fund their medical treatment. We listen to their stories. And here's one of them. I was a full-time teacher. I'm so stressed right now. I don't know what to do at this point. I need help. Here's another one. I have a small one-chair beauty salon. I haven't worked since the surgery. And when I can't work, there's no pay. So help from Pretty in Pink would help calm my anxieties about losing a roof over my head. My financial welfare keeps me awake at night, and I'm trying not to stress out, but it's hard not to. Any consideration will help me keep my mentally and physically together.
I need tissues. I didn't realize I was going to
I
need
know,
tissues.
seriously. Wow.
Here's another one. I'm a single parent and a teacher. I visit the oncologist, and every visit is $92. I'm supposed to see her every 2 weeks, but I can only afford to see her every 3 weeks. I try not to let finances stress me out, but it's worrisome for me. I don't want this cancer to ruin me financially. And can you imagine that? When you start stretching out your treatment, you're starting to play Russian roulette with your healthcare journey.
With your life.
With your
Exactly.
life.
With your life.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just no.
So these are the people that we are focused on. These are people that have, most 85% of them have jobs. Like I was saying here, they're teachers and nurses and yoga instructors and photographers.
And they're working so hard to make
They are.
their life just work in general. And then when life is unfair and you receive this diagnosis and then you can't even go get your treatment, like, praise the Lord, there are people like you and a foundation like Pretty in Pink to help. That is just
Well, let me tell you how we got
amazing.
started.
Please.
Yes.
This was started by a premier surgeon in North Carolina, Dr. Lisa Tolnich. She's my surgeon, and she was telling me during one of the visits that I had with her that she was treating her patients, and some of them weren't coming in for their chemo and radiation. So she called them to find out why they
Yeah.
weren't coming in for their treatment. They said, "We can't afford it. We're trying to decide whether we can come in for a treatment or put food on the table this week." And so she decided then she was going to do something about it.
Good for her.
And at her kitchen table with another IT guy, she mapped out Pretty in Pink Foundation and started with the bold goal to serve 10 patients in in Wake County.
Okay.
Oh,
10.
okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
she
That is a
wanted to,
bold goal.
yeah, she was going to
Yeah.
serve 10 patients in Wake County.
Yep.
So we were founded in 2004. We served our first patient in 2006, and here we are in 2026. And when we ended 2025, we have served over 500 people
Oh,
That was going to be my
in the
next
state of North
question.
Carolina. So we've gone from her quest to serve 10 people in Wake County to serving over 500 per year in North Carolina, all across the state.
What an amazing human.
Yes, she is an
For
amazing
she's an amazing human
Yeah.
I mean, to see the
she's
need.
already helping and being I mean, she's a doctor and
Yeah.
she's already giving back, but then to stop, I'm sure she has a busy life,
Right.
and to stop and say, "I'm doing more.
Yep.
I wanna do more. I wanna give back." I wish the world was full of that.
I do too. She's an amazing person. She's retired now, but she's still the
Good for
chairman
her.
Okay,
of Pretty
good.
and Pink Foundation, so her hands are in it.
Is
She
she
is
in Wake County?
Yes, she
I
lives in
love
Raleigh.
Oh,
Mhm.
so y'all are
But
hitting your 20 years now. This
Yes.
is your 20th year.
Yes.
What an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, it is. We were actually founded in 2004, but we served our first patient in
Okay.
2006. It is 20 years for that,
For
so
serving.
that's, and the mission has not changed. It's still someone asked me recently, "How has your mission evolved over time?" And it hasn't. That is still our quest to go find women in North Carolina that have breast cancer and can't afford their treatment and get them so that they can to a point where they can get treatment.
Wow. Now, does that include if somebody is in recovery? I
Mhm.
know there's some drugs that a lot of women still continue that they have to take for 5 years. We had somebody in here recently that was discussing that.
I'm glad you brought that up because metastatic breast cancer, there's been a lot of progress made there. That with management, life is extended and quality of life is extended. So we have expanded our program to include metastatic breast cancer patients. Most breast cancer patients can get their drugs paid for. The pharmaceutical companies have programs for that. So we pay for the administration of chemotherapy and for metastatic breast cancer patients for their continuing labs and work that they
Yes.
need
Okay.
with their and copays with their doctors. We continue to serve them.
That's fantastic.
Journey.
You know, I was just thinking I was with one of my closest friends the day she was diagnosed, and I remember her saying she's 4 children, and
Yes.
instead of just shock and the overwhelming feeling, finances came up on the very first night, and
Is that
that is
right?
heartbreaking. Like, she's just like, "This is gonna be just a different world for us."
Yeah.
And just to have a group that can help remove that worry. You can't even just put it in
Mm-mm.
words. It's just
No.
so great. So tell us, and you're a survivor as well.
That's right.
And
Oh, you
so
are?
yes, and I love that your passion and you can look at these women and say, I know what you've been through,
Oh my goodness. My
right?
mother died of breast cancer. My twin sister had breast cancer. Mine was
Wow.
very early stage because my sister, I was following mine very closely. And then it was my turn and it was caught very early. So I can tell you that it's devastating for children in a family
Mm.
where your mom is sick.
Yeah.
Right.
I lost my mom when I was 11, and these are scars that stay with you for life, I'm sorry to say. The incredible thing is that in North Carolina, with early detection and treatment, breast cancer patients have a 98% chance of survival.
I did not know
Me
that.
either.
That's worth repeating, a
Yeah.
98% chance of survival with early detection and treatment. So there's an opportunity here in our incredible state with all our medical facilities for women to have a real fighting chance if they are diagnosed with breast cancer.
What a hopeful message.
It is.
98%. And when people hear the C word, I've heard friends or whatever say, you feel like it's a death sentence, right?
Mhm.
And that 98%, that is unbelievable.
It is.
Well, it shows how far we've come. I mean, I
Right.
remember being young and having some of my friends' moms diagnosed, and it was barbaric.
Yeah.
I mean, not like it was today.
Yeah.
They were sick and the treatment was horrible. Those were
Right.
not the chances back then in the 80s at all.
Yeah, no. And speaking of the genetic piece, people are being diagnosed a lot more, even without family history, right?
I can give you the numbers on
I
that.
want to hear that.
That's I'm so glad you brought that up because that is a popular misconception that I don't have a family history, so I'm probably okay. Well, breast cancer hits 1 in 8 women in America, and that includes North
Oh
Carolina.
my gosh.
And I got this from Dr. Tolnish. 85% of the women that are served in North Carolina that have breast cancer, 85% have no family history. No,
85%.
they are
Y'all,
starting their family history.
5.
So do not be lulled into thinking you're going to be safe.
Whoa.
This is a nasty disease that doesn't care about whether you've had cancer in your family or not, how wealthy you are, what your race is,
No discrimination.
whether you're in good health or not. I can't tell you how many times I've heard someone say, I work out, I buy organic groceries, etc. I can't believe this happened to me. It does happen. So what you can do is go get your mammogram as soon as your doctor says you're eligible. Go get your
What
mammogram.
is there a general age that insurance will say, yes, you can, because they used to be, what, 40, and now can you get it earlier, right?
35.
It depends so much on the insurance carrier and your doctor. So everyone should just make it their job to go ask. When you're talking to your doctor, when am I eligible for a mammogram?
You've got to advocate for yourself.
You do have to advocate for yourself. And sadly, ever since I've been associated with Pretty in Pink Foundation, the age ranges from the 20s to the 80s.
Wow.
So women in their 20s are getting breast cancer. So that's a message we want to get out is go get your mammogram and get that baseline as soon as you can. And then every year go get it and see if there's a change. And if there is, you have a very good chance of beating it. There's the message.
I say go get your boobs squished.
That's right.
Squished. It
Well-
doesn't matter. Get it done.
And I get
Right.
the letter of the dense breast tissue. So they're always pushing for me, not just the mammogram, to do the 3D, I think, or the 4D. I don't remember. But then also now ultrasounds. I
That's
think
right.
a lot of the practices are moving towards that.
Yeah.
That's another question that women could ask their doctors. When am I eligible? And given my breast density, what type of screening should I have?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So put that on your list of things to do, that you who are listening, and ask your wives and your daughters and whoever else, and other women in your family. Ask them if they've had their mammogram, and you can help to advocate and push them toward it. Make
And
sure that
men
happens.
should check the men can get breast cancer too, right?
Yes,
Have
that's
y'all ever
absolute-
had a male person use your foundation?
3. It's 1 out of 8 women, but 1 out of 1,000 men will get breast cancer. And
Wow.
we have served 3 men. So we are talking mostly to the ladies today, but if you're male and you see a change on your chest, go have it checked out.
Don't wait.
Don't wait.
And
That's
now that I
right.
think about it, this is so great we're talking about it, because for some reason in my head, especially we talk a lot about perimenopause and menopause on here, and we've had a lot of guests talk through that. There's some kind of switch in my head thinking like at some point, oh, I don't need to do this anymore. But that is so not true. Like I'm going to have a mammogram forever.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
And I don't think of it like that, but I need to.
It-
It's like
yeah.
a forever.
And it's scary every time you have to go get a mammogram, right? You're just waiting. You're like,
Yes.
oh my gosh, when am I going to get my letter or the call or whatever? And so when you have fear, people tend to walk away, ignore, or just not want to deal with it,
Mhm.
But you can't. This is your life. This is your health.
That's
this is
exactly right.
what are ways that our community can help support Pretty in Pink? What can people do to help, not just financially, but are there volunteer opportunities to help, spread education? What are ways that we can all share and the listeners can help support your foundation?
Our commodity is money. We pay medical bills. So that is definitely something that we're always on the hunt for is donations. So if you work for a business that
Yeah.
does matching, and you can double your impact that way. So if you're a listener and you work for a corporation that has a matching program, that would be an ideal way to make a contribution to Pretty in Pink Foundation and have that shared with your company. Another way to assist with that is if you have a business is to do something during perhaps Breast Cancer Awareness Month or any time during the year. And people have donated a portion of their proceeds for the month, or done a raffle, or had a fashion show or something like that. Last year we had 160 businesses all across North Carolina did events on our behalf
Oh,
and sent us
wow.
checks.
Gosh, it
Yeah.
really has grown into something. I love this.
That's true. I mean, like I said, there's only the 5 of us, and there's no way that we could help 500 people in 95 counties with 5 people.
Mhm.
And
Right.
it's because of these incredible
Sure.
donors and volunteers. Additionally, we have our own signature events. We have Pink Pumps and Bow Ties in Raleigh.
Now tell me about, say that
Yes.
again.
It's called Pink Pumps and Bow Ties. That's our annual gala. This year it's going to be at the Angus Barn on October the 3rd. And so if you want to sponsor or get tickets and join us, very enjoyable evening of like-minded people that want to do good for this population that we serve.
And does everyone wear pink?
They do.
Yes.
They
Pink
dress it up.
pumps.
Oh, I
Yes.
love it.
And we will link that information
Yes.
on all of
Thank
this
you.
so
Yes.
that people
Yep.
can. And I'm coming. I want to come. I'm going to buy a ticket. We will have to do something fun for that.
We
That would
definitely
be
should.
delightful.
That would be awesome.
The other event that we do is Triple Crown Casino Night in Winston-Salem.
Okay.
And that is exactly that. It's casino night. So it's gambling and it's just a lot of fun with great auction items. So that is what we do for that portion of the state.
And the
So
triad. So you've got, okay.
in the
I love
triad area.
that.
Yeah, that's right.
And there's 5 of you doing this?
Yes, we have one person in Winston-Salem, and then there's 4 of us in Raleigh.
I have helped with many a gala, and that is a lot of work.
Yeah.
Well, it comes back to Catherine's question about what can people do. Well, you can volunteer.
Okay. Yeah.
But get on one of our committees to help us pull these
Yeah,
things off.
Absolutely.
For
You
sure.
need it.
Gala committee of people that help. I mean, there's all kinds of things that we're looking for in terms of decorations or donated items for auctions and things like that. So volunteering is extremely important.
You know, and I always think about personal connection. Do you ever have students or younger people that will come? And, you know, a lot of kids that even in my kids' high school, they have to have 25 hours of community service every year in order to graduate.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you have, I mean, you know, high school kids that could come and help with events like that.
Build
That's
swag
right.
bags.
Yeah.
You know, that type of stuff. Have
Yeah.
them help.
We have a
We-
program, in addition to paying medical bills, we have a program called Beyond the Ribbon.
Okay.
And that program includes physical things that we do for our patients. We call them our champions because they're fighters.
Oh, I
Yes.
love that.
So for our champions, all of them get a tote bag full of comfort items. So there's an opportunity to make some of those items, their throws and pillows and comfort things like that. But also a class of kids could write notes for these people. You know,
Right.
you've got this, thinking about you.
I'm going to connect you with our high school, but also my kids are involved in something called Boys Teen Charity, and they will do
Mhm.
that for veterans or whatever. I think that would be so
Yeah,
great.
I actually think that's a
Or
great, and NCL as well.
NCL's basically for the females, and BTC is for the males, and they do things just like that.
Mhm.
So we will get you connected with them as well.
It would be so meaningful for our champions when they get those bags. You know, they know that we're paying their medical bills because you're selected as a champion of ours, we send payment directly to the doctors. So we know they're getting treatment. But in addition to that, there's this tangible thing that we do where they can get free bras and prostheses and lingerie. Those things are expensive, and Medicare, and Medicaid only pay for 1 or 2 of those items a year.
Oh,
So
wow.
we give those out for free. And then in addition to that, these comfort totes that people can have while they're sitting for chemo and
So nice.
do a puzzle and be comfortable and that sort of thing. And I can't tell you how many times our champions have said, when I opened up that bag, I had this note from this 8th grader, and they said, you know, you got this. We're thinking about you. She said, I know I will never meet this person, but it meant so much to know that someone was thinking about me.
That's so great.
That's
But yes, there are all kinds of ways to help.
Again, you've walked the shoes, and if you haven't, you can say, gosh, I know it must be hard, but until you've walked the shoes, you just don't really get it. And you know, and that's why I love you're a part of this, because you 100% know how great a note would feel.
so. Let's say somebody is diagnosed
Mhm.
today, because I'm sure somebody, unfortunately, will get the news
Yep.
that
mhm.
they have been diagnosed with breast cancer. What is the process to get involved with Pretty in Pink? What do they do first? How does it work?
Probably the first thing that happens is someone is referred to us. And this is giving me an opportunity to thank our incredible network of partners throughout the state, the departments of health, the mammography place, all the hospital patient navigators and financial navigators. They all know about us because they want these people to get help too. So as soon as they come across the radar and they discover somebody that can't pay for their treatment, they contact us
Oh.
and tell us about this person. or give them our website. So they come in that way, usually
Okay.
through our network, that people find us through our website. They'll Google Pretty in Pink, the breast cancer need help. And we in North Carolina, we pop up.
Yeah.
By the way, we're the only ones in the state that pay for medical treatment for breast cancer has that as our primary mission. So we're it. So we
Wow.
pop up on the searches, the web searches. And then once they're found, they fill out an application, usually with their patient navigator. And they qualify if they're a U.S. citizen, a North Carolina resident, in active treatment for breast cancer, and make less than 250% of the federal poverty level. So for a single person, that's about $39,000. So if you make less than $39,000, you'd qualify for our services.
Okay.
If you're in a family of 4, that's about $69,000, I think. You'd qualify
And is
for
it
our
total
services.
household income that they look at?
That's right.
Okay.
And that's on our website. So if you
Okay.
go to apply for assistance, you'll see that table there. Is how many
Yeah.
in your family? Do you make less than this? Are you U.S. citizen, North Carolina resident, active treatment for breast cancer?
So you make it easy.
Fill out the
Nobody's
application.
calculating. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So
Right.
the navigator will send in a medical report and a W-2 or some IRS information about payments and income. But that will happen. And if those 4 criteria are met, you become a champion. We don't turn anybody away. It's first in, first out. Whoever shows up at our door gets served. And
Oh.
I can tell you that people have come to our office crying that they haven't been able to, their surgery was canceled because they couldn't come up with the prepay.
Gosh.
And on the phone crying, my chemo is just canceled because I have not been able to pay for my last seating. So this is real. When they fill out that application, they are also invited to optionally tell their story. Those were some that I was reading earlier. And just to drive home some of them again, here's a champion. I'm still in treatment and I can't afford these $40,000 chemo bills. That's more than I draw a year from Social Security. This breast cancer is the worst thing I've ever gone through in my life, and devastated doesn't even explain how I feel.
Ugh.
Here's another one. I'm a 45-year-old registered nurse. My husband had just started to pursue his passion of photography, but now he takes care of the household and me. We've depleted all our savings. Any consideration would be greatly appreciated. Here's another one. I lost my sister to breast cancer 2 years ago, and now I'm the guardian of her 10-year-old son, and then I was diagnosed with stage 2 breast cancer. I normally have a catering services and a good clientele, but these chemo treatments have knocked me off my feet to the point I can't make deliveries anymore. Thank you for anything you can help me with. So you're getting it. They're teachers and nurses and yoga instructors. As we were saying before, these people have jobs, and when
Exactly.
we help them get back on their feet, they go through that journey and hit that 98% chance. These are people that help all of us
Yeah.
in our community. So it's not we are helping them, but we're helping everybody.
You are.
When you let them get back to their profession. So that's how you become a champion. You apply. You can tell your story if you want to, but then we send you a letter and say you have a grant from us of $2,500.
So great.
And you might ask, well, how do you turn a $40,000 medical bill? What's $2,500 going to do for you? Well, we're negotiators. So for the medical systems, we go online and call them and find out what their charity programs are. And then we ask them, for this champion, have you enacted your program? Have you applied it? If not, please do. And then after that, we ask for a discount.
Wow.
And then after that discount, we send in the Medicare rate
Yeah.
and hope that they will take it. And 99% of the time they do, because again, they want the same thing we do. They want these people to get help. But that's how you turn a $40,000 breast cancer bill into $2,500. And that's the average that we pay for our champions for full chemo, surgery, radiation.
Wow.
That's the average
Get
that we pay for
out.
complete treatment.
I mean, just the advocating alone is a huge gift. The last thing anybody is up for doing when they find out that they have potentially a terminal illness is to sit down and start making these phone calls and
Right.
fighting and advocating.
And
We
not
do that.
even the energy, the knowledge to do it.
Right.
I wouldn't have even
Right.
thought to do that.
Who even knows that that is an option, right? People are usually placed with, here's your bill or this is what you have to do. And people don't realize there are options or ways to get around it to be able to be treated.
That is
And to
so
even say
true.
that, it's just
I remember
crazy.
my dad sitting at the kitchen table when I was a kid, just rubbing his brow, looking at these insurance forms, trying to figure it all out. All this paper laid out in front of him, and he had to go to work the next day, and he's got these 4 kids he's got to figure out how to get to school. Well, we take all that off the table at Pretty in Pink. When you become our champion, we contact the medical providers and say, send the bills directly to us. And then we do all the negotiating. We know all the medical codes.
I
We know
bet.
what's been paid, what hasn't been paid, what's eligible, what isn't eligible. And we do that for them so that our champions can focus on their healthcare journey.
Y'all
And
are angels. Y'all are just, it gives me hope for humanity. They're just
I
such good
know.
people
we're
like you out there.
it's an honor to serve these people. This is a gift to us. So that's how we look at it. Well, all of us read these stories when they come in, and these champion stories. They drive us and keep us going. And then because of Dr. Tolnich and her very succinct mission, it's breast cancer in North Carolina and you can't afford medical treatment. And then here they are. It's a very succinct, direct way to help. One of the things that makes us unique is that we are local. We're in North Carolina. It's personal. It doesn't go into some big pot, your donations, and you wonder where it went.
Right.
Every penny we get can be traced back to a medical bill.
Right.
And it's impactful. The people that we serve have breast cancer right this minute and can't get treatment, have hit a financial wall. So in answer to your question, that's how we do it.
Okay.
And when they get a grant for us for $2,500, and then let's say, that we hit a medical system that just won't play ball with us. Well, we just keep giving the grants until it's paid for. So if your grant runs out as a champion, you just apply for another one, and we give you another one.
But you said that doesn't happen a lot, that they won't most of the
Last year it happened
times.
twice. Out of those hundreds of people that we serve, 2 times we had to give someone a repeat grant.
That's it. I mean, those odds are very good for you that only 2 out of all
Exactly.
those people.
Yeah, we stretch our money that we get as far as we possibly can. We went on Craigslist and found some new chairs because our faux leather chairs had split, the seats had split, and we wanted people, when they came to office, have a comfortable place to sit down. We use our laptops until they just don't work anymore. Yeah,
Right.
we do get the notices that, your software is not be updated anymore. Yeah, okay, we get that. But
Right.
but when, the P fell off the keyboard, nobody could find it.
Right.
That was a problem. So
That was when you were like, okay,
we got to get a new laptop.
yeah, time for a
Right.
new laptop.
And people donate paper to us, and we use scrap paper for notepads, and we go online and find discount stamps. And we run very, very lean because we know that every penny that is used to run our organization is another penny that's not going toward paying medical
Do you
bills.
have a list on your website?
Website?
Okay, good.
It is things like stamps and paper. Those are probably the biggest ones
Okay.
because the medical industry is still very facts oriented. That I think that still qualifies as an original.
Right.
So it's that, and we mail out thank yous and we mail out checks. So there's a lot of postal mail going on still
Okay,
for
good
us.
to
We
know.
do as much online as we possibly can. But yes, there is a list there
Okay,
that
good.
people can look at.
What is your website?
It's long. But it's memorable. It's prettyinpinkfoundation.org.
Okay.
So it's Pretty in Pink, but don't forget to say foundation.
Mhm.
And it's not .com, it's .org. So it's
prettyinpinkfoundation.org. Okay. And we'll, of course, link it. Just
Yes.
Please do.
And we'll put it
Yeah.
on the social
Yes.
media.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would like to share or you feel that's important for listeners? Everything you've said is important and just outstanding
And informative.
so informative.
I had no idea the majority of this at all.
Me either. Wow, I'm inspired. I am.
too. It's
It's
very
very,
inspired.
very gratifying work. At the end of the treatment, we sent out a survey to each of our champions, anonymous, and just say, how did we do? And were we fast enough? Were we kind enough? Did we tap you into enough resources? I was talking about our incredible network of partners. Some of our partners are medical partners. Another of our partners are people that do all these other things that we don't do. All of that's on our website.
Okay, good.
So they can go find and
Good.
contact these people and say, I need some help with food this week, or I need help with rent, or I need help getting to my
The
location
appointments,
for
right.
chemo.
Yeah. The transportation bit is big.
Another element that is very gratifying for us is that many of our champions, once they get back on their feet, they become donors and they become volunteers.
Oh,
And they can speak from the heart about who we are and what we do and what we have meant
Yeah.
for them.
yeah. And provide comfort to people that have been diagnosed. And
Absolutely.
they're starting that journey, right?
And hope, because here they are,
Yes.
you know, to have
Yes.
somebody there that
Yes.
just went through it and is now on the other side. I mean, how
Exactly.
hopeful is that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, you lose about a year of your life there with all the treatment and stuff going on, but you come out on the other side stronger and more appreciative of every day
Life,
that you
right?
do have.
Mhm.
And you hug your kids a little harder because half the people that we serve have children at home. It's very important work, but I have never woken up and not wanted to go to work for Pretty in Pink Foundation
Oh,
because
that
we
is so
know what
great.
we're doing is so impactful and immediate. So thank you so much for giving us this
We
opportunity to
cannot
get the word out.
thank you
Absolutely.
enough. I feel like I've learned and to be educated and to just have this faith in humanity that there's something this amazing out there is so great. Thank you for what you guys do. It's inspiring and it's so just heartwarming. So,
Thank you.
and I'm proud of you. You're a survivor and you turn your mission into, your life into helping others, and the
It,
world should
it's great.
live and learn from you.
It's great. Now, this is exactly what I want to be doing.
Good for you. Well, thank you for joining us.
That was a heartwarming and uplifting interview. And
That-
I enjoyed Becky so much. She's a survivor herself. She has been in the throes of it, and she is making a difference in so many people's lives. I mean, 500 families.
I'm just sitting here thinking, we run a million miles an hour on a daily basis. You're like, oh my God, pick up kids, go do this, my work, da da da. And it just stopped me in my tracks that this is real life and people are dealt some really unfair cards. And to have something like this in our community, in our state, to help people, number one, I take life for granted sometimes. And I'm so glad that she just came here to say, there are really important things in life. And it kind of was a reality check. And we all have friends and family or someone that's been affected by this. She is an amazing lady and doing amazing work.
Yes, the foundation is phenomenal. And the woman who created it was a surgeon herself and saw the need and was proactive. I mean, talk about treating her patients. I mean, taking it even further.
I was just saying, we're running around complaining. She was a surgeon saving lives. Like her job mattered.
Yeah.
And she still, y'all, went to the side and added something else to her plate to help others.
So if you know anyone who has been diagnosed with breast cancer and is struggling financially and needs help, this is a great resource for you all to tap into. And I thought Becky did a really good job of explaining how it works.
I learned a lot. So we hope you enjoyed this. And
there's some great opportunities to get involved. And in fact, they are having a special day on April 10th this year called Beyond the Ribbon Day at Pretty in Pink Foundation. And it's for survivors, thrivers, and fighters. But it's your chance to go into their place of work and be fitted for a bra or prosthesis by a certified volunteer fitter. So it's important to take care of yourself and take some time. And so this is something that they're offering.
And their office it's close to Crabtree Valley Mall. It's on Glenwood, close to that. And then we will also link ways for you to volunteer, and your kid can volunteer or attend fundraising events and donate.
Yeah.
I'm going to do that. It's really hit home to me. And because I've had such close friends and family suffer, it almost makes me feel guilty that I didn't even know that these resources are out there.
Yeah.
So we hope that we are spreading the word to you. And thanks for joining us. And always, Raleigh Roots peeps, stay rooted and a little reckless. Thanks for joining us. Bye.